Hello there, I'm back with my first video in a while. Going to be doing a quick haul video. Collection stuff slow, usual space struggles, and trying to sort something out for the 6-inch figures, which is hopefully happening. But after a huge drought, there has been a huge avalanche of recent finds. Some hunting too, which has been both fun and aggravating, as it always is. But yeah, just wanted to do this because it's something I can do more regularly and without opening and trying to find storage for stuff. So I'll get to it. Starting off, I've got the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 74 Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, who's a cool one. Some people wouldn't have been as excited for him as me, but I like the 2009-2010 Camaros. That's what I loved as a kid, especially getting into Transformers Bayformers stuff for the first time after only liking Armada Yonks before. The cool thing with him, is he has this car mode, as you can see. Terms of paint job, more accurate Sunrise Yellow, he's more on the orange side. But in terms of the secondary colours, I don't like this one as much as the 2007. He should have like grey body, not this light grey and silver, and a random black gun and black feet. He should just have the uniform grey, the other figure, but I'm just glad to get him. Like, it's nice to have variants of the cars and such. Here we also have Shia LaBeouf. His character, Sam Witwicky, you can see him in there. Unfortunately, he doesn't annoyingly scream Optimus, Bumblebee, and no, but, you know, cannot be perfect. Would have been a meme if he did, though. But anyway, moving on. That was really hard to find, though. Local stuff didn't have him. They had all the other stuff from the line, which is just old stuff recycled, and the only one I'd ever consider getting was the World War II Bumblebee, but because mine's a dud, but I honestly can't be bothered. Costs too much. These cost even more basically than the usual releases, and it's like, thanks, you just released a bunch of old crap and one new good figure. Don't know why it did cost more. Anyway, moving on, got some Black Series, Asajj Ventress, who I picked up because I loved the 2003 Clone Wars show when she had that massive duel with Anakin. Like on the hill and that, in the rain. That 2003 2D show, though, in the style of Samurai Jack, is a visual treat, and at least watch that scene if you haven't. I highly recommend. Moving on, Bo-Katan. While I haven't seen as much of her in the animated shows as other people would have, she was obviously in The Mandalorian and pretty cool. Wanted to get her for my Mandalorian display, which is sort of in the works. I'm thinking I'm gonna stop displaying the sequel Disney stuff because I only really like the one Luke and Kylo Ren. If they had made more Luke figures, maybe sure I would, but I just don't really care enough otherwise. Moving on to something different though, Beyblade Burst Pro Series, Wei Luanor. Luanor's my favourite. Have been watching the show a bit again too. Cool, Hasbro's done this Pro Series stuff. One could argue that they should have done it in the first place, making it in the style of the Japanese Takara Tomy ones, but at this point, beggars can't be choosers, and it's nice to get this. I also find it funny these number 69. I'm not sure whether or not these have stickers or not, so I shall find out on that front. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to cover and that I've been getting is Bakugan. Bakugan was my favourite thing to collect as a kid. It has been rebooted. I haven't shown any of my collection off on this channel thus far, but it's probably something I'm going to do. There's been some sales and finds recently too. Here we have Diamond Dragonoid Ultra from Armored Alliance 2020 line. This should have been out this time last year. It didn't show up, as is the way of Australia and Bakugan distribution, but big sale on it at a Target sale, so I grabbed it. Also another Diamond Falcron from Geogan Rising. That's season 3 this year. Saw it, I got it, so this was from my local Target. This is from Mr. Toys Toy World in the CBD. I then found it a number of days later at my local Kmart on sale, which really sucked, but you know, Toy World got it first. I give them the business, and it's only a small matter of a couple of dollars, but I do like to save where I can. The other thing I did find in Mr. Toys Toy World was this elemental shark dart. I have no idea what the elementals are. They're basically just translucent with, it's got like a wave, almost tie-dyed pattern on him. I liked it back in the day where you just randomly found one that was translucent, but that doesn't happen anymore. They did a few in Armored Alliance, but it was virtually impossible to find in Australia. And from my experience, they weren't like, with Bakugan, I strive to get stuff in the color they were in the show, the attribute, elemental attribute, but yeah, all the translucent stuff was just random. It was like, oh, this guy was green, an earth attribute in the show. Why don't you get a translucent blue one? And I'm like, well, I love translucent blue, but shouldn't you have done the blue guy from the show in translucent, like the special treatment? I don't know. They did used to do some better stuff like that, I think, back in the day, like character-based stuff. But moving on, last but not least, Bakugan traps are sort of back in the form of Geogam, and this is Diamond Slugger. Instead of being clear like the others, he's got this radioactive green instead of black, but pretty cool, and was a local Kmart find. But yeah, that's been my haul recently, mainly April. I did chuck in a few outliers just to show it off. Yeah, big finding after not so much, but I can gladly say I got all I was after and can take a break for a while for once. Not something I get to say often. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new type of video. I'll try to do it more regularly, and yeah, see how I go with any word. But again, thanks. See ya.